Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. According to Spanish outlet AS, Athletico Madrid won't sell Kieran Trippier to Manchester United. Now, The Sun recently said that Man United were close to signing Kieran Trippier for around £18 million. Mundo Deportivo said that Atletico Madrid want £26 million. He says the Varane and Kieran Trippier deals are all but done, and an announcement is expected at the end of next week. Kieran Trippier is in talks, by the way, to buy Raheem Sterling's £3 million mansion. We've already had 2 offers rejected for Trippier. We went in for him in the January transfer window, but we cooled our interest because Kieran Trippier got banned by FIFA for 8 weeks for breaching betting rules. Atletico Madrid got Trippier for £20 million from Tottenham back in 2019. His current contract at Atletico Madrid expires next year. And he won his first La Liga with Atletico Madrid last season. But we do need a right back. We need someone to come in to provide competition for Wan-Bissaka. Kieran Trippier is highly experienced. It's beneficial as well because he's proven in the Premier League. Now, I want to give you some more news on Raphael Varane. So, Man United will this week submit an opening offer to Real Madrid for Raphael Varane. The bid could fall between 35 million to 45 million, but Real Madrid are demanding £50 million. Raphael Varane has agreed personal terms with Man United and is set to sign a 5-year contract. Fabrizio Romano did say that Man United are preparing an official bid for Varane, and he says Man United have a 5-year contract ready. And David Alonso said that Raphael Varane to Man United is imminent. The deal will be closed in the next few days for about €50 million. Mohamed Bouafsi said that Man United were in advanced talks with Real Madrid for Raphael Varane. Raphael Varane wants to finish off his holiday and then change clubs. Man United do want a third significant signing after Varane. It says not so long ago that Raphael Varane and his family were allegedly house hunting in Manchester, so reflecting on that, that's fueled speculation. He said not so long ago that Varane to Man United could be delayed. He did say that Varane would be happy to wait another year for a switch to Man United. But we have been handed a boost in our pursuit of Varane, because it says that Real Madrid's wages are forced to be slashed by 150 million. Sky Sports said not so long ago that we'd been given permission to approach Varane over the personal terms. But the other week, Varane had given his word to Man United that he wants to join this summer. A swap deal has been discussed. It says we're willing to offer Paul Pogba or Donny van der Beek as part of the Varane deal. It says Chelsea are looking to hijack our move. Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world, but some people reckon he's not as good as John Stones. Went in for Varane 10 years ago under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Woodward was prepared to sanction a £100 million move for him back in 2018. Varane's current contract at Real Madrid expires next year. Real Madrid have offered Varane a renewal contract offer, but he rejected it. But Varane's been a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He's been with them over 10 years. He's made 360 appearances in all competitions, and he's won a lot of trophies at Real Madrid. So reflecting on that, he's got a good pedigree as a player. Real Madrid got Varane from Lens back in 2011. Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes, he still remains on our agenda. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants Man United to make around 4 signings in this summer transfer window. And he identified the areas where he wants to strengthen up. I'm expecting Man United to enjoy a very good summer transfer window because I said I am convinced that Solskjaer will get all the players he wants to recommend in. It's about time Solskjaer got the backing he deserves because he wasn't backed enough for such a long time. This summer transfer window is Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. So far we've made 2 signings in this summer transfer window. We brought Tom Heaton in on a free transfer from Villa, and we brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund. Was it earlier on this week, Sancho completed his medical with Man United. Our board did say though that they'll back Solskjaer with a new 3-year contract and summer signings. And before the summer transfer window opened, Solskjaer had been given a £150 million transfer budget to buy around 4 or 5 new players. Man United are going to offload players in this summer transfer window. We need to offload players because there's still deadwood at the club. And obviously the players we do sell in this summer transfer window will generate money. Now De Gea, we could offload him, but to be honest with you, I'm sceptical about it. I think De Gea will remain with us for next season. De Gea's future is in doubt following the arrival of Tom Heaton. He said the other week though that De Gea could be loaned out by Man United for next season to make room in the goalkeeping department. De Gea said though he's determined to fight for his future, and he said he's convinced he'll stay at Man United and be Solskjaer's number one for next season. I think he's set for talks with Solskjaer over his future because obviously the Euros are now finished. ESPN said that De Gea is unsure on Solskjaer's final decision. De Gea has been long serving at Man United. He's endured 10 years at the club. And I said he's had 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us. Because in the last couple of years he's been a liability, reflecting on the mistakes he's made. But yeah, a few years ago was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. You know, he's won everything domestically at the football club. He's made over 500 appearances in all competitions, and he was our number one for such a long time. You know, De Gea is on £375,000 a week. You know, if we was to sell him in this summer transfer window, though, I reckon we'd get from between £40 to £50 million for De Gea. Now, Alex Telles, he's been subjected to transfer speculation recently. Apparently Inter Milan want Telles on loan. Sky in Italy did say not so long ago that Roma were in talks to sign Alex Telles for a replacement for the injured Leonardo Spinazzola. Telles has only endured 1 season at Man United, but he's played nowhere near as much as I expected. You know, Telles has only made 9 appearances in the Premier League. When we got Telles last year, I expected him to be our first choice left back immediately. We got Telles for 15.4 million from Porto, and Telles has got a contract with us until 2024. Brandon Williams, I'm expecting us to loan him out. Now, not so long ago it said that Brandon Williams was close to joining Southampton on loan, but then it said, you know, Southampton are going to pull out of the race. It's the right decision to loan Brandon Williams out to gain him more experience and to get him a lot more opportunities. Williams seldom plays for us, he's our third choice left back. Phil Jones, we need to offload him in this summer transfer window. You know, Jones has always been inconsistent. He was out of injury for a while last season. He doesn't get in our 11. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. You know, Jones has been long-serving player. He's endured 10 years at the club. It did recently say that we've agreed to let Axel Tuanzebe go out on loan, which is the right decision. Tuanzebe seldom plays for us, but he is a good centre-half. The best game I recall in having was PSG. Diego Dalot, I think he'll be leaving. He was out on loan with AC Milan. Andres Pereira, people were looking to get rid of him as well. He was out on loan with Lazio. Not too sure what's happening with Jesse Lingard. Obviously West Ham are struggling to meet his asking price. We want around 30 million for Jesse Lingard. Sky Sports did mention though that West Ham are still keen on Jesse Lingard. You know, he was out on loan with West Ham last season and he made a fantastic impact. The reason we loaned him out in January is because he got frozen out of our squad. But he said at one point that Lingard told Solskjaer in a meeting that he wants to stay at Man United. And it says Man United were preparing to offer him a new 3-year contract worth £130,000 a week. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. You know, Donny van der Beek, there's a very good chance that we're going to offload him. And you know, Man United could offload Paul Pogba. But you know, there is a lot of players that will stay at Man United, like I've gone through with you before, and I reckon there's quite a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. You know, I think, you know, Dean Henderson is going to stay with us. Luke Shaw's going to definitely stay with us. Harry Maguire's going to definitely stay with us. Bailly's going to stay with us because towards the end of last season he signed a new contract with Man United till 2024. Lindelof's going to remain with us, I think, for next season, but he hasn't got a long-term future at Man United. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka is going to remain with us. Bissaka's one of the best right-backs we've had since Gary Neville. You know, Pogba could stay. Looks like Matic is going to be staying with us for next season because recent reports said not so long ago he's going to be staying, but he has been subjected to transfer speculation. I'm be disappointed, you know, with Matic staying. He needs to go. Fred's going to be staying. McTominay's going to be staying. Bruno Fernandes is obviously going to be staying with us. Greenwood's going to be staying with us, but he's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Marcus Rashford is going to be staying with us. Rashford is going to miss the first 2 months of the season because obviously he's had surgery on his shoulder. Edison Cavani as well, he's going to be staying with us, which is good news from a Man United perspective. Fabrizio Romano did say towards the end of last season that Cavani agreed a 1-year contract. But next season he's going to be massive for Solskjaer, and he is aware of that. You know, I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to improve on his decision making, because in a lot of the games he's managed so far at Man United he has been tactically naive. I'd say next season Solskjaer's got to win a trophy. You know, because if he wins a trophy next season, that will be an achievement, and then that will give us something to build on. Solskjaer's not yet won a trophy as Man United manager, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017, which is 4 years ago now. That's nowhere near good enough to our standards. It's very imperative that we start off next season strongly, because if we don't, then I think the pressure will be on Solskjaer. You know, these United fans that are Ollie in, but there's also United fans that are Ollie out. I think he does deserve more time. I think Ollie does deserve at least next season. You know, like I said, next season will be his 3rd full season as Man United manager, because at the moment he's endured 2 full seasons. And he's been in charge of the club now for 31 months, which is over 2 years. Reflecting how long Solskjaer's been at the club though, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learnt quite a bit on the job, and he's tried a few different elements. But he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. You know, I think with Solskjaer being a club legend, that's what's basically saved him, because we've enjoyed bad periods under Solskjaer where he's been close to being sacked. And obviously we lost the Europa League final to Villarreal last season. You know, I've criticised Solskjaer a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United. I'd have obviously had my reasons behind it, but I think Ole is our best manager since Ferguson. You know, because in certain aspects he's brought consistency back. Like I've said to you, I do have my concerns about Ole, but there's also things I've got to credit him for as well. You know, I didn't expect Solskjaer to do as well as he has done, so in that aspect I am shocked. You know, you've got to say he's done a good job to say the current squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager, because, you know, he was inheriting a lot of deadwood. He's still, you know, inheriting some deadwood now. Solskjaer's more or less given everybody their chances to express themselves, including young players, like he assured he would when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I like the way Solskjaer develops the youth as well. When Solskjaer taken over at Man United though, he knew it was going to be a massive job, despite him knowing the club through thick and thin, and he knew he had a lot to do when he came in. He has made good signings as well. As Man United manager. Solskjaer has spent over £300 million so far. Must have brought around 14-15 players in the summer of 2019. He brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. In January 2020, he brought Bruno Fernandes in and Odi Nagalo in on loan. We did let Gallo go in January. The summer of 2020, which was last summer, brought Edison Cavani in, Donny van der Beek, Alex Telles, Amad Diallo, Traore and Facundo Palestra alone Palestra out in January. We've got 4 of those players on deadline day last summer, and in this summer transfer window so far he's brought Tom Heaton in and Jadon Sancho. You know, Ollie's got rid of a lot of the deadwood as well since he's come in. We recently let Tahith Chong go out on loan to Birmingham, didn't we? As you all know. Not so long ago, we did release 8 players. 6 of them were academy players, but I can't remember all the names of them. We released Sergio Romero, didn't we, as well? And we released Joe Pereira. Back in January, like I said, we let Gallo go. We let Teden Mengi go out on loan, didn't we? We let Jesse Lingard go out on loan. We let Palestra go out on loan. We let Timothy Fosu-Mensah go, and we let Marcus Rojo go. And a lot of other players have left in the other transfer windows Ollie's endured. Obviously, we did loan Delo out, we loaned Andres Pereira out, we loaned Dylan Levitt out as well at one point, and so too James Garner. We've seen players like Young leave, we've seen Valencia leave, obviously Darmian left, seen Smalling leave. Seen Herrera leave, seen Fellaini leave, seen Angel Gomez leave, seen Sanchez leave, seen Lukaku leave as well. So they are a lot of the players we've got rid of. I don't know if I've mentioned them all. Molly, you know, he did well in his first full season, and I think he did well in a lot of aspects in his second full season. But, you know, when we have been inconsistent, not all of the blame has stemmed from Ollie, has it? Certain players have obviously had to take responsibility, and like I said, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. You know, the Glazers, they've been one of the biggest problems at the club for a long time, because obviously the Glazers have put us in so much debt. Obviously United fans have been demanding the Glazers out. There's a lot of United fans protesting against the Glazers at Old Trafford towards the end of last season. Solskjaer did reveal towards the end of last season that the Glazers apologised, because they was planning to scrap the Champions League for the European Super League. Said they could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. But yeah, they've been with us 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005, did the Glazers. And Woodward, he's been one of the biggest issues at the club for a long time. We know that Woodward is leaving Man United. Ed Woodward's had a 16-year association with the club. So there you go. Obviously, Ollie is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. The 3 managers we've sat since Ferguson was Moyes. We sacked him after 10 months. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years despite him winning the FA Cup. And we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years. Despite him winning 3 trophies and getting a second place finish in his first season. So you can say Mourinho did enjoy one good season with Man United. But in the last 8 years or so, Man United have been playing catch-up. A lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired, which obviously it did do. Obviously, Solskjaer's ambition for next season is to win the Premier League. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago now. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.